Hello, good evening, welcome to another episode of EZ8's Online Painting Club. My name's Danny, and for the next 2 hours I'll be sat here painting my miniatures, hopefully along with your pleasant company as well. Thank you everybody for coming along last week and joining in the chaos that was bringing my cats into the studio. I can already see there's a little bit of a call, a bit of a popular demand to bring them back in this week. No, I've just had an argument with one of them outside the door who really wanted to come on in. So I shooed him away from the door, he hissed at me, and then I had to ask him politely to leave the room. So he's in a bit of a bad mood, he's a bit of a bad boy. We all know which one it is. Yeah, so he's not allowed in. Also, not going to let them in all the time. I'm not going to get anything done. I hope you guys have been well since the last time that we've seen each other. If you're painting something this evening, please do let me know. I'm genuinely inspired by all the work that you guys do. If you do like what we do here, please do consider subscribing to the show, because every subscriber goes a long way to making this community grow. So far, we're getting a really good number of people coming to join us. It's not really about the numbers, it's not about that, it's about creating a nice little community of people who come together once a week to do the difficult thing, which is getting through the hordes of unpainted plastic, or white metal in my situation as today. I'm hoping that I'm going to finish this project this evening, and if you guys are experiencing a similar issue, or maybe you're struggling or whatever, I'd love to chat about it. So if you're joining us in the live chat with these guys over here, or wherever it is on your screen, wherever it is they appear, if you're watching on mobile, I think it's all down there, come and tell us all about it. Share some pictures with us over at Facebook if you want to. You can see some of the stuff that I put up over at Instagram, and if you want to, of course, you can join us at the end of the show today at Discord at the EZ8 After Party. But subscribe. Do you know what? I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Go push the thumbs up button while you're here. That'd be great. Go on. I dare you. Just push it. Go on. Push the thumbs up. Do it. Every time you interact with the program, be it like a thumbs up, be it a subscription, maybe you're just kind of leaving a comment later on. I'd love that because it actually affects the algorithm. All hail the algorithm. It's a complicated beast. No one understands it. Not even the algorithm understands itself. So yeah, I'd love it if you left a comment or put a thumbs up or something like that. Bring someone along to the show who you think might benefit from having a little bit of company whilst they paint the miniatures, because I know that I get a lot more done when you guys are online too. Anyway, yeah, hoping that I'm going to finish this project this evening. Who have we got in the live chat then? Let's have a little look over here. We've got Crumbs. Hi Crumbs. Yeah, I'm not bringing them in today. We've got to get to 500 now, right? That's the next milestone, 500. We've got Staff. Hi Staff. No, I wasn't late today. I nearly was though, because I was just doom scrolling before the show. Soz. Table of Horrors. Hi Shiv, how you doing? You okay? We've got Grant from Overlord. Hi Grant, thanks for coming along, buddy. And we've got Kez. Hi Kez, haven't seen you for a few weeks. Hope you're doing well. Staff's got his transfers from Grant. Nice one. Love that. What transfers did you get? Would love to see. I needed the reminder, the thumbs up. Yeah, man, I'm going to give you a polite reminder every week. Hit the thumbs up. Do you know who does it first every week? This guy. I thumbs up my own video. It's like liking your own post, isn't it? Oh no, I already sent them. I'm getting old. Oh, they're in the post pile. Oh, I see. I shouldn't read things backwards. Do you know that is something I do? Whenever I read a list of things, I always start from the finish end and work my way backwards. Like, it helps me understand when the thing's going to be over. Weird, that, innit? They arrived today in a fancy holder thingy. Yeah, he does that, doesn't he? I had some transfers from Grant a while ago, and they come in a funky little transfer holdy pouch thing. Love that. Evening, second thumbs up, says Crumbs. Lovely, thank you very much, wonderful. Do you know what I'm going to do? I forgot to do it at the beginning of the show. I've got my my phone just on the side here, and I always like to have the phone on the side because sometimes it can be difficult on my monitor here. Hi monitor, it can be difficult to read all the comments going because those stupid hearts. Who was pushing the hearts a minute ago? Push them again, I dare you. Go on, do it. Yeah, they're getting away, so it's nice to be able to see it. And now it's a trading card top loader. Love that. Thanks, Grant. Cheers. Oh, anyway, do you know what? Subscribe. I'd love it if you would. Cheers. Over to the workbench. So, I always like to review my videos, and as time goes on and the show gets older, I get older. I've got a busy old life. Thanks very much for hitting the hearts. I see ya. Cheers, mate. Love that. Thank you. As I get a bit older and I get a little bit, I suppose, long in the tooth, I don't review all of my video all the way through anymore. I used to watch the whole thing, but I got a life and I don't like the show. It's rubbish. It's stupid. The host is awful. But I did watch a little bit of last week's show. I always like to watch a little bit, see how it goes. And I fully understand how difficult my microphone is being. If I'm here and close, it's a really clear microphone, isn't it? I've got a good voice. I used to work for a radio station. That's the thing. I thought about doing voiceover work. I've got a history in the theatre, darling. I don't love my own voice. I actually hate the sound of my own voice. But as soon as I move over here, I know that it's a pain in the backside. I am aware of it. I actually have this whole week off. I'm going to spend a little bit of time in the studio. I'm going to try repositioning a few things. And you know what? If this microphone is affecting the quality of the show, I'm just going to ditch it. I'm going to go back to the gaming mic. I know it's not as good a quality, but it follows me around everywhere, and you won't miss a thing. So I genuinely want your feedback from the show. If it's good, bad, neutral, whatever, I can take it. Just don't be mean. Please. So if there's something that you think that I can improve, especially if it's a quick fix or an easy fix, let me know. I'd love to make the show better for you guys. Anyway, what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks, the SAS White Team. Yeah, as you can see here, I've done a little bit to make them a little bit better. I was playing around with my focus just before I went live. I just gotta hope that I got it in the right focal range. Let me just see where we're at. See if he comes in to any sharper focus here. That's pretty good right there, isn't it? I like that. If I go here, oh, I've lost it. Back again. I like it about there. That's pretty good. Cool. So, as you can see, I did a lot of highlighting last week on the edges of the grey armour. We've got the jacket. We've got the cuisse, which is like the little... Oh, sorry, the cuisse there. The cuisse, the thigh protectors. It doesn't actually have any cuisse. Tassets, the bits that dangle down and protect the size of the hips. We've got the... I'm going to call it the cod piece, but basically the bit that protects the man's hoo-hoo. And we've also got some knees and shins. Now, I know that at the end of last week's show, I realised that I hadn't actually done this guy's knees properly, so I need to finish those off. I need to finish those off. And what I've done is I've painted all the pouches, boots, gloves, masks and guns. I've painted those black, and I painted them with contrast paint because it was just quick and easy. I did a couple of coats on that, and it made a really nice even coat. Job's done. Now, I was talking about how to separate all the black pieces. I definitely wanted to have black and dark grey working side by side. I just wanted lots of dark tones. I wanted things to stand out a little bit. I wanted things to be separated and identified. And that's what I've done. I still need to do the straps in black on the backs of their legs. That's a 2-minute job. I think probably make it 15 because it's me, really. And I need to just basically just do some edge highlighting on all these little pouches, etc. And I'm going to do that in dark grey. I'm going to do that the same grey that I based the jackets in, all the grey bits, not the highlight colour. That was a mixed colour that I made last week. I don't want all the highlights to be the same. I'm going to do that on the gloves, the boots, the pouches, the mask. But you can see here that I did a little bit of dry brushing, very, very rubbish dry brushing, on that MP5. I did that with gunmetal. I never really liked the gunmetal colour from the Vallejo range. They do some other silvers that are much, much better. I did that very quickly. While I had 5 minutes, I just popped in. I felt the urge to pick up a brush and I gave it a quick go. I like it. I think I need to tone it down because we were talking last week about how guns in real life don't really get that tatty unless they're really, really old. So, or really, really badly looked after. This is the SAS. They're going to have good looked after weapons, right? So I want to tone that down a little bit. So I might paint him back to black and then try a little bit better dry brush techniques. So, yeah. In short, a little bit of work to do to finish these off. They're getting finished tonight. Whether it's on the show or not, don't know. So, I just need to crack on, really, don't I? First things first, let's get that guy's knees and shins done, because these guys are all done. Yep, you're done. You're done. Oh, his boots need to be blacked. There's a lot of black that needs to happen on that one. Okay, cool. Yep, you're done. You're not. So, right, you can go in here. Oh, or throw him around. Yep, for sure. Love that. Here we go. Lush. Right, so now what I need to do is mix a colour. Now, the only thing I've got for reference for the colour is what's already in my palette there. I don't really remember what I did, so I'm just going to add a blob of the two paints. I can't remember the ratios or anything like that. Whatevs. Don't really care. Have you been saving the pennies for the grand opening, Stafford? Says Overlord, because Overlord is opening a Boots. Boots. I read Boots in the live chat. A bricks and mortar store, not a Boots and mortar. Boots and mortar, muddy boots. A bricks and mortar store, mate. I'm so pleased for you, so proud of you. Well done. That's a hell of a step to go and do a thing like that. If you want to use this platform, this forum right now to talk about it, please do. And of course, more on that as time gets closer. Like, tell us when it is, where it is, what's going to be happening at the time, if you know all that sort of stuff yet, if you're ready to release all that sort of stuff yet, because I would really, really like to be there. So if you want to go and support Grant, who's a really swell guy, who puts all your transfers when you order them in trading card top loaders, go and support him by being there. What a great thing to do. What a great opportunity that life has presented with you. Right. 2 scoops of Eshin Grey, 1 drop of Cold Grey from Vallejo, and it looks like that's pretty close. Oh, if it was that easy. I'm not going to bother putting all the flow improver and paint retarder in it like I did last time. I've just got a couple of lines to do. So I'm just adding a little bit of water for flow. I threw my tissue in the bin. We know how good I am taking tissue out of my tissue dispenser here, so I'm going to knock everything all over the place. You can go there, you can go there, you can go there. Thank you very much. Pulling out. Just pushed the button on my mouse by accident. What have I done? What have I done to the show? Nothing. Phew, good. Oh, can't be dealing with that. Lovely. Right. Let's clean that brush out. Absolutely need to get myself some brush soap at some point as well. Also need to start putting my brushes away because I'm really awful at that. Let's get these put away here. Just need to be a bit more housekeepy, you know? There we go. That's looking a bit better, isn't it? Do you guys struggle or have problems with keeping a tidy workbench? Because, oh dear, don't I? Don't I just? Here we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Love that. Wonderful. Cool. Right, to the small brush. I was finding, actually, the last time the small brush wasn't doing it. I want a slightly larger brush. So, going out with my size 1. Just wetting them bristles down. Overlord says, the moment the opening date is finalised, I'll send you all the details. Love that. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Staff says, am I out of my... So? Is that you supposed to be saying so? Because I've tripped over my words there. So, am I out of my comfort zone this evening? I'm attempting to paint a 28mm fantasy figure to represent me in the upcoming Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. Are you out of your comfort zone? Mate, being out of your comfort zone in the adventure outdoor pursuits world is what we call the learning zone. If you are feeling a little uncomfortable and a little stretched while you're doing this is a good thing. As long as you're not in the danger zone or the panic zone, which is where you are so out of your depth that you have a panic attack. And you don't come out of that panic attack until someone takes you well back into your comfort zone. So good for you for doing it. That's what I say. Working with the nightmare that is Resin Mark III breaches. yeah, resin can be difficult if it's Games Workshop resin. Not do so. It's not a tank. It's not a tank, mate. No, you're absolutely right. Good for you for stretching out into the world beyond tanks. I have got too much paint on my wrist. Go, that's a bit easier. sure that I'm in shot. I've got a terrible habit of not being in shot lately. Especially after the cats messed around on my table the other week and knocked the camera out of line. Funny that was, wasn't it, Dave? Talking of tanks, I thought I'd get it out there nice and early while we've got a few viewers watching live. If you fancy going to the Tank Museum in Bovington in Dorset in the UK. That was a very definitive address. I don't know why I said it like that. Planet Earth. Then you can come along with us on Sunday because that's where some of us are going. We've got annual season passes. We like to sometimes just go there even though we've seen it all a million times before. It's just really good fun. And apparently they have like a new display to go and see, which I haven't seen since they've put it up, which would be cool. Which I think is all about tanks in the video game world, etc., and popular media and things like that. I think it was actually up the last time I went there. I just didn't go and see it because it was a model show. I was on crutches, and we were doing other things and talking to lots of people. So me and a few of the guys from the Easy 8 crew, we're going along. You can meet me, Dave, and Stafford at the very least. So if you want to go along, let us know. We're leaving here early doors on Sunday. We're all getting to go in the Danny bus. Danny is driving this time. Yes, I'm referring to myself in the fifth person or whatever. John has joined us from Out of This World Models and Minis. Hi all, I can't stay long. I'm at work on a busy Friday. Congratulations on getting the cats in. Thank you so much, John. Thanks for always being there and supporting us from across the Great Pond. I really appreciate the constant support. Yeah, and the cats, they were finally let in. Those of you that don't know or need a bit of a reminder, John is all the way over in the States with his own channel, Out of This World Models and Minis, and has just released a new video all about his latest build, King, I'm going to say this hopefully right, King Ghidorah, which is like the three-headed Hydra thingy from Godzilla, and it looks really, really cool. Haven't seen the video yet. Went live just the other day, I think. He released a little picture of it with lightning coming out of his mouth, and it looks really cool. Go and check out John and show him some love because he's just managed to get his 1,000 subscribers. Well done, John. Absolutely wonderful effort, mate. Thanks for coming along this evening. Hope the Friday isn't so busy for you. Hope you have a nice, easier evening, or maybe you prefer a busy evening because it makes the day go faster. In which case, I hope it's heaving, mate. See, what I did there was not a very good job highlighting that knee. I think I just wiped it all up the inside of his leg. Yeah, I did. Oh well. I'm just not very good at painting these little miniatures. I do like them though, they are really cool. I think I need a bit more water in it. The paint is really struggling to come off the bristles there. Gotta keep that brush wet. I don't think I have an awful lot of paint in the bristles itself, actually. To be fair. That's better. Oh, struggling to hold it. All I wanted to do is just add a little bit of tonal differences to the front of those knees, front of those shins. It's looking a little bit better there now. Not my best painting. Not my best. Oh well. Cool. What I want to find out is how good this colour without adding in the other grey that I've added in to make it lighter. I want to know how good this is at highlighting the black colour. So what I'm going to do is shift a different pocket on the palette, get some of this. Just going to add some water, keep it real smooth, and start highlighting some of the gloves, etc. on them. Do you know what? We haven't really asked that, have we, Shiv? I've just seen your comment going in there. How is everyone, by the way? How has everyone's week been? Do you know what? This week has been a really good week. I think I've done more at work in the last 2-3 days than I have done pretty much all of August. It's just been a really quiet week at work. We've had no guests coming in, which has been really good because I work at a residential centre. No guests coming in, which is just a nice relief after a really busy stretch. And it just means that we can kind of refocus, catch up on all that outstanding work, chat with the teams, develop them a little bit, have little meetings or whatever. I've just caught up on so much. I've still got a little bit of work left to do, but we've got a couple of weeks left to do it in, and that's just been really nice. Yeah, nice little vibe going around at work at the moment, and that's really cool. Well-deserved vibe, actually. Right, so I'm just going to work on somewhere really easy. I think probably the best place is this little pouch right here. It's got a really long, quite easy to find edge. Let's see if I can come in with the edge of my brush and just hit that like that. Okay, do you know what? That is a really good colour and the consistency of the paint. I don't want to go crazy with this. All I want to do is just get all the different details of all those black parts just to stand out a little bit. I'm quite keen to not use the same highlight colour that I have on the other grey. That grey is a little bit lighter, and I don't want it all to just kind of blend away. I just want to break it down a little bit. Now it might be that I need to go to quite a brighter grey to make the black stand out. I think I might need to. So what I'll do is I'll just finish this one off and I'll quickly do another pouch in the lighter grey. Again, without mixing it, just to see how the two compare. See what that looks like. It stands out, it's okay. Cool. Quick clean out of the bristles there. Moving over, where is it? To the other grey. I've moved it, I don't know what I've done with it. There it is. Cold grey Vallejo. And again, I'm just going to pop that in a separate pocket over here. Probably don't have to water that down because it's an airbrush paint. And here we go. Yeah, that's nice and smooth and running already. Bit much that, isn't it, I think? Let's do a couple. Oh, do you know, it's a tough call to make. While the lighter grey does stand out more, I think it's a bit of an eye ache, you know. I might go to the mid-tone that I'd mix between the two, although initially I wanted to stay away from that. It might be the thing to do. So let's just get some of that. Add a bit of water. Make it really float. I can do the gloves on him now. Let's see where we end up with this. Actually, he's got like a little holster on his side. That maybe I'll do that. Do you know what? I think I might have to stick with this colour. It works. Okay, one of the best things that I've learned about being a manager is to make a decision. When you're faced with a decision and you don't know which to do, just make a decision. So to save myself a lot of time, I'm just going to use the original colour that I mixed up. The reason that I didn't want to do it is I just didn't want all the greys all to blend together, but the black is enough on its own to stand out. It's okay. Just got to be careful that I don't overdo it with this highlight, because like I said, I don't want the black and the dark grey to sort of just blend off into nothing. I want there to be some sort of separation. So quickly, just going to go over what I've already done. Might have to do some black over those ones again in a minute because they're a little bit on the strong side. Okay, I stand corrected. It's a nice highlight colour for the black. It works. Well, that's good to know. Right, not going to highlight the gun. Going to do that in the silver. Nice and gently, just trying to pick out the fingers on a bit of his gloves with a slightly drier brush. I've used a lot of the paint that's already in the bristles, so I'm just trying to almost clean my brush off by running them across the fingers on his hand here. On the brush. Have to mix up some more paint. Didn't think I'd have to use so much, but whatever. Still got some of the other greys there ready to go, so might as well just mix the two together. I think that one there is ever so slightly lighter than the rest of the mix, but whatever, who cares? I can, I suppose, get a quick drip from the Eshin Grey there. There we are. Oh, hello. Pretty much bang on. My week has been okay, says Kez. Cool. Simple. Like it. Staff's been a bit chaotic, bit upside. But upside, I now have a week off. Me too. Let's collaborate. Let's play some games. Let's have a drink. Let's go to the Tank Museum. Let's do it. Things individually because that dry brush technique wasn't really doing a good enough job. Just want to pick up the edges of the glove really. Get his little cuff done. There we go. Wonder now that I've got a good mix of paint, I might be able to cover over that light grey at the back. Yeah, that's working for me. Right, get his other hand done. Okie dokie. I'm going to do a little bit on his boots as well. I'm not going to highlight the straps on the backs of the legs. Mostly I can't be bothered, but also I just think it'll be distracting. There's nothing to see there. All I need to see is just some black lines going across his overalls. That'd be fine, really. No more drinking for me, says Stafford. Yeah, fair enough. Apparently you had quite a bit of rum last week painting your tank last time, didn't you? Tell everybody what you did. How much did you drink? Drink responsibly, kids. Table horrors. Sigh, it should be a crime for Games Workshop to charge this much money for resin that's clearly inferior. Yeah, do you know what? I'm not gonna sit here on this show and sit here and bag on other people's, you know, negative things. That's not what this show's all about. But yes, there is clearly a quality difference between their product ranges in terms of their resin to their plastic, and their prices don't reflect that. You're absolutely right. It's I was very lucky with one of the few resin models that I've had from them. I unfortunately don't have him to hand right now. Maybe I could get him out later on. Well, I painted a Space Marine captain. I painted the one with the jetpack and the axe and the guy who's walking forwards, and I painted up to be my captain for my Raptor Space Marines, and I really liked him, and I had no trouble with him at all. Like it was a really clean model. I have done a couple of resin things through Games Workshop. That was just I had a good time with it. It was easy, and I know it was luck of the draw. I know. A lot of people have had some real problems with their what they call fine cast. And now they're just calling it resin nowadays because it's the same stuff, man. Oops, just whack the camera. Did what the cats always do. Cool. Most of it's done. Let's just do a little something in that face there. I don't know how easy this is going to be, but this is my evening now. This is pretty much what I'm doing. If I finish all of these this evening, I have got another project to be working on, but more on that later on because I might not make it there. Who knows? Here we go. Staffer says, so I may need to repaint a Jagdpanzer. Rum should not be drunk in half-pint measures. Good lad. Drink responsibly, kids. Tummy rubs to the little ones, so well behaved. Well, do you know what? They are, by and large, very well behaved. He was just having a bit of a tantrum outside the door today. I hope you're referring to my cats and not anybody else's little ones. He was just being a little bit misbehaved, yeah, so we had to have a little word. Just put the food down for him, and he heard me coming into the studio. I was like, "Oh my god, I've got to be in there!" I'm like, no, you don't. Can we eat dinner, please? My partner's out at the moment, probably back by now, somewhere in the house. So yeah, I think they're just feeling a little bit lonely, which is fine. Don't get to shout at me. Or hiss. If any of those people out there like to hiss at me, please don't hiss at me. Hissing instead of shouting. Crumbs, tummy rubs to little ones, so well, yeah. So yeah, hopefully it's my little ones. Staff, you just Jackson Pollocked your tank. It's all good, but well done for getting the right tank out of there. You could see, yeah. Yes, I was. Okay, cool. You were talking about my cats, yeah, good. Jackson Pollock. Not going for anything particularly glorious on the highlights in the face. Just trying to make sure that the details have had just a tiny drop of attention, basically. I'm going to come back and do all metallics in a little bit, because what I want to do is drop some silver into the eyes, and then I'm going to come over and do a very, very faint brush over with some gunmetal silver on the gun there, and that should just make it pop a little bit more. Otherwise, pretty much done. Obviously I need to do the straps on the backs of his legs, but I can come back and do that in a minute. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a little bit of black touch up anyway as the day goes on. Okay, there's one. I'm going to work my way along from this side here. Drop him in here. Yeah, like that. Cool. And wash my brush out, rinse, repeat, I suppose. Shiv says, oh yeah, Crumbs and Danny, I wanted to borrow you both this week. Cool, I will be online for a short while after today's show. Got a few things that I want to be doing today. But I will be online at the Easy 8 after party as always. Come along to talk to you about some of the stuff that you wanted to talk about, because we talked about it last week. I know where we're going with it. More on that next week. I don't want to talk about that on the show really, because we haven't really hashed out those plans, but there is something coming up between the three of us. We've been talking about a few bits and pieces. So yeah, just nice to be able to kind of collaborate with the community a little bit. So thanks for kind of asking me along and inviting me to do a cool thing with you. Excellent. Okay, Shiv, I'll chat with you on Discord after I try to sort something out. Yeah, cool. I've actually been invited to come and play some games with some people after tonight's show, so I will be on Discord. I just won't be on the Easy 8 after party. You can come and join me on the Discord channel Easy 8 the Gaming Room. Oh my gosh, I do hang out in there quite a bit. So I'm going to come and chat with some people on the after party, and then I'm going to move myself from the after party over to the gaming room, where you can still chat to me if you want to. I just don't like to take video games and lots of screaming, shouting, blood curdling howls and things like that to the after party, where people are probably just trying to have a chat. So tell me, Stafford, how goes the fantasy model that you're painting? Is it easy? Is it fun? Are you struggling with certain bits? Are you doing better than you thought you would? Come and share your thoughts with me, and hopefully we can help you get through some difficult bits. Darren's joined us. I was just reading through all the chat there, just trying to make heads or tails of it. I think I've gone wrong somewhere. And then Darren's just popped in. Hi Darren, how you doing, pal? Nice to see you again, mate. Are you working on something this evening? You're just dropping by. What's occurring, mate? I realised that when I read Crumbs' last message, I probably just rushed through it and didn't really make heads or tails of it. But well done for getting the right tank out of the 3 you could see. I understand, because he was drinking that much rum. Only 3. Pretty sure I was watching the German invasion at Kursk. Well, it's not a tank. We'll post it on Facebook. Cool. Do you know what? I love that. I am ready as a painter to start really getting into like painting skin tones and flesh tones. For a little while now, I've been wanting to buy a very simple bust. So I've been looking at some on Amazon. Some nice ones out there, just clean and easy and interesting. And I really want to start getting into like painting flesh tones and doing it properly. When you paint 28mm or heroic 32 or whatever it is we're painting with Warhammer and all that sort of stuff, all this sort of scale I'm painting now, the faces, while you can do some really good painting on faces this big, it's not the easiest to learn on, and I really need to push myself, just like I was saying a minute ago, when you're pushing out from the your comfort zone, getting into that adventure zone or that learning zone. I'm going to really push myself and just try to make myself feel a little uncomfortable and do some stuff that feels a little unusual. And it doesn't matter if it goes horrifically wrong. So if anybody's interested in kind of like doing a bit of an Easy 8 workshop with me on that, that'll be cool. I'm going to be painting a bust. You guys could be painting whatever you wanted to. Perhaps together we can kind of create a list of paints and colours or resources. References and things, because it's not just all skin tones and dark skin tones, purples and reds and blues can really go into it. And I'm going to be buying a 54mm bust so that I can really explore my range a little bit with a little bit more wiggle room, rather than just painting on something so small a scale. I would go through eBay rather than Amazon. They get to you a lot quicker. I've got Prime, so hopefully it will come to me next day. But I could also go onto eBay too. It doesn't really bother me that much. But that's something we could talk about another time. Good edge highlighting going on in there. Pretty happy with that. That's nice. Oh, do you know what I need to do though? I need to wash this brush out and I need to mix up some more colour because it's run out a little bit. When I say a little bit, it's just flat out, run out. There's no running out a little bit, is there? I'd recommend the MiG Ammo Flesh Tones pack. Thanks, man. That's cool. That'll be a part of, my question really is, what are the best tones? I know that MiG Ammo and AK Interactive make some really good like flesh tone sets. I think all the paint companies out there do like their own sets and things like that, but they're just good quality paints, aren't they? Still waiting for my Scale 75 metallic set. Is there a problem with delivery from Scale 75? You're not the only person I've heard that has to wait like a long time for Scale 75 to arrive. I see. I've read from the end. Crumbs is saying the Scale 75 Flesh Tones pack is good. I've overwatered that paint. Okay. Do you know what I'm going to do is boots now, just because they're right in front of my face. Oh, I went in very early there. That's a bit upsetting. Do you know what? I'm actually going to wash that back. Oh my goodness. That was terrible. That's better. Good lordy. Sometimes I make a right hash of it, you know. Doing my concentration voice a lot today. This is what I sound like when I'm concentrating. So sorry if you're listening to my dulcet tones. John is leaving. Bye everyone. Watch out for cat hair. Always on the lookout for it. Take care, mate. Thanks ever so much for stopping along. Didn't realise you were still there. Thought you were going to dash earlier. I would have spoke to you more if I knew you were going to hang around a little bit. But nice to see you again. Take it easy. There. Yeah, that'll do. Not the best highlights there, never mind. Okay, on to his little handy hands. Just neaten up some of the work that I've already done. As you move a model around, you see bits that you've just done, you're like, oh, that could be a bit better. Happens to me all the time. Never get my paint consistency consistent. You know, sometimes I'll get it absolutely bang on, and then I try and recreate that the next time I make another batch, and it's just terrible. Yeah, that is exactly what I've done today. hand was a bit tricky to paint there. It's taken a lot of focus to get through it. Sorry for the radio silence. Sometimes I just need to switch off from the fact that I'm running the show and just paint my miniatures. Okay, cool. Just going to do a little bit of detailing on that face. Hopefully the consistency of my paint is good enough here. Just want to pick out a few details. I just want to make sure I go around the eyes, because it's got some little recesses for the little windows that go into there. Just pick those little circles out. Not the best moulding on that bit. Not to worry, still looks nice. It's not very easy to paint. A little bit around the nose in. Just sticks off the side of that face there, and I don't know if you can really see it very well. Shall I zoom in a little bit, or shall I affect the focus? Is the focus okay there? Could do a bit more perhaps. Let me improve my focus. That's a bit easier to see, isn't it? You can see it's like a big old lump that just sticks off here. That's like the filter on his gas mask. And at the moment, it's just all like a big old lump of black. That all just needs to be highlighted, edge highlighted, head highlight. So you can just see the details and work out what it actually is. Okay. There we are. It's another one done. The guns are going to be tricky. Anyway, that's two done. Going to wash the old brush out. And come away here just for a second, because we're going to move to a break. 8 o'clock already. 2 minutes is done with all the highlights. This is the bit that takes the time, though, isn't it? This is where it is definitely going to be time consuming. I've got another one here to do. I've actually got to paint the black on this guy because his gun's not painted. His boots aren't painted. So what I could do while I get the black out in a second is just make sure that all the straps and everything's all painted black. Checking over this guy here, everything on him is all good to go. It's just the straps on the majority of them, and this guy here has just got a gun and boots outstanding. And I'll very quickly paint that with Black Templar contrast paint. The good thing about using the contrast paint over just like a normal paint is it's just a good consistency just to get it on there. The models are really small. There's a lot of dark on there, so I don't have to worry about things standing out too much if I get the black wrong. They're not the highest quality in the detail, and I'm not saying that to diss the quality of these models. I love them. I think they're great. I think they're great posers as well. But it's because they're white metal. White metal never really seems to hold the definition that a good plastic injection mold will hold. It's so it's a little bit trickier to kind of pick out the details, to get the paint on the model itself. I find it tricky anyway. So having a contrast paint means that you just put it on there, it just floods that whole area, as long as it's not got on too thick, gives you a good coating, and it dries reasonably quickly as well. So when I was painting the other ones, I'd paint like the gas mask, get that done in there, go to the hands and the gun. I go and do the gun twice, Once, and then I go back to the mask, and the mask's pretty much done. I can get another coat on there straight away. I go back down and do the boots. Then I come back to the gun and do a second coat on that, and then go down to the boots and do them again. And I was just able to do all that, and it took me a few seconds. I suppose I kind of got geared up a little bit on how fast it was for me to get the black on, that I thought I'd be able to get all these edge highlights done really quickly when I settled on like a colour. But edge highlighting, it takes me ages to do it, and I say that the models are a little tricksy to kind of get the paint onto them. Anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get all that edge highlighting done today. I'm pretty confident now that I know what colour I want to use. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to disappear. I'm going to go and grab myself a grown-up juice because it's the weekend and it's holiday for me. It's holiday for Stafford. He says he's not drinking ever again, but I'm going to drink. So yeah, you should go and change your paint water. See ya in 10. Bye. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. Went and got myself a grown-up juice. Hope you've got one too. Unless you don't want to have one, in which case I'm not going to push booze on you at all. But it's a holiday weekend for me, so I'm proper excited just to be sat at home, doing nothing, chilling out. I've got a few things that I need to be doing actually. Tomorrow it's the vets for the kitty cats. Time to have a little check-up, make sure they're okay. I try not to take them as often as I can. I think it adds a bit too much stress in their life. Cats are very stressful. I don't know if they're poorly or not, because boy cat, despite him being pretty chipper and, being okay in himself, just constantly being sick and bringing up fur balls and stuff all the time. Now, I know cats do that, but he's doing it too much as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to take him to the vets and see if he's okay. And while we're at it, we're going to take his sister, because if we're taking one, might as well take both. Get a little check-up, see if they're okay. So fingers crossed, kitties are okay. Yeah. The boy cat is currently sat right outside of this studio, and he is crying to come in here. My partner is going, let him in, let him in. The studio is not set up like it was last week to let the cats run around so freely. But I'll tell you what, if you get me a subscriber in this show live, I'll open that door and I'll let him in. That's what it's come down to, It's come down to bribes. It's come down to, if you get me this, I'll give you that. That's what this show is now. Don't want to be doing it all the time, because it'll become something that he expects. Well, we know how destructive he is. He's not destructive, but he's very distracting. I want to be getting some stuff done. But do you know what? If you uphold your end of the bargain, if you like him, you like the show, you get me a subscriber, and I'll let him in, and I'll keep the door open so that his sister can come in as well. I'm not gonna keep one out. That'll be unfair, wouldn't it? So the cats, I'll let him back in again. If you enjoyed their company that much. He did have a good smush around in the camera last week, didn't he? Bless his cotton socks. So yeah, there we go. I am having a good old time getting these models painted. I think I've pretty much got it to get these guys done this evening. I'm just currently painting the black onto the guy where I'd missed him. So I'm just trying to make sure that there's no areas missed. All those little white spots between the details as we're going around. I've just kind of left like a little bit of a white border between like the gun in his chest or his glove in his sleeve or whatever. Just making sure that when I'm finished with the black, I'm finished with the black. I don't want to be doing any more of that, because otherwise I'm just going to get obsessed with going back and I'll just do this little bit and I'll just redo that and I'll go over this, and I kind of just want to be sure of myself. And when I go in, I'm done. I'm done. I've also noticed I've had a little bit of a practice on this guy with his black pouches, and I've kind of left them as they were, so they don't look as good and as neat as the other ones. So very quickly, right now, I'm painting over those pouches with this contrast paint. I'm just putting it all back to standard. And while I've got this black paint out, I'm going to go over all of the straps over all of their legs. Like I was saying a minute ago, I want to make sure that their straps are all nice and black. I'm not going to highlight them at all. I just want them to be black. No other easy way of saying that. I just want them to be black, because they're going to be black. That's that really. There was some stuff in the live chat going on just a second ago. Stafford was saying that he's posted a work in progress on Facebook, so if you want to go and have a look at that and any of the other stuff that's over there as well, please head on over. If you're working on something this evening, I genuinely would like to know about it. And if you're watching this retrospectively, maybe you're watching it on the replay, a good portion of our videos come from people watching later on. Please do come and join us over on Facebook. There's links to all of our platforms and stuff like that all down there, so go and check it out. And if you want to take pictures of your stuff, share it with us, go and stick it up on Facebook. I'd love to have a little look at it. I read everything, I respond to everything that I can, and if I haven't, pester me and I will respond to you. Because, the community, you are important to me, and I want to make sure that we have a continued and ongoing growing relationship. It's getting a bit weird now, isn't it? Yeah. So if you are working on something this evening, come and tell me all about it. I know that Shiv's been working on some resin Mark III armour today. He's having a bit of a mare with that because resin's a little bit difficult from Games Workshop, I suppose. What's Kez working on this evening? I know you've been working on your dropship lately. Are you working on something this evening, Kez? I could have asked John what he was working on before he disappeared, but you know what? He's at work, and he was just having a quick break. That's what he was doing. Thanks for coming over, John. Really appreciate that. Stafford's obviously working on his fantasy figure for some fantasy Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. That is a game being run by myself. Last year, I ran what was supposed to be quite a short campaign, but turned into quite a long one of Warhammer Fantasy. It plays like D&D, essentially. Well, it doesn't play like D&D. The rules are very different, but it's a pen and paper tabletop RPG. And it throws you into the depths of the world of Warhammer. Very, very good fun. Big old fan of the Warhammer universe myself and some of my friends, so yeah, we played that. And the guys enjoyed it enough that they wanted to have a second edition, so taking their characters back in. So I've been hard at work over the last several months, just trying to get some inspiration and trying to put together a bit of a plot. And all of a sudden, very, very quickly, it all came back to me. I was like, yeah, that's what we're doing. I bought a really cool map thingy from Ergon Games. If you don't know what Ergon Games is and you're a role player or a D&D player or you like drawing maps, go to Ergon Games and go to Facebook and check out their cool stuff, because they do some wonderful map stuff. I'm going to do a little expose at some point in the near future about Ergon Games, because they liked our Facebook page and they follow along with us. And I said that I was going to do a thing on them, and I just didn't, because, well, you know, life just didn't go in that direction at the time. But they were super cool, and I had a chat with the founder, and that was really nice. And they make some really good quality role-play game map stuff, and it all made out of latex, super washable, so you can use like whiteboard markers and it doesn't rub off, but it washes off with a wet cloth, and it's so cool. They're a little bit pricier than your standard maps or whatever, but I paid just under 40 quid for mine. It's double-sided, hex on one side and checks on the other, and I love mine. I think it's great. It looks really smart, it rolls up really tidy, it lays down perfectly flat when you're playing with it, and yeah, for the first time I started putting some ink all over it the other day, and it was smooth as butter. It was really, really good, and I was like, yeah, this is a really nice product. So yeah, we're getting ready for playing some Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. I had some of the fellas up the other day, just kind of fine-tuning their characters, making sure that all their experience was spent well from the end of from the last game, and that we've got good character arcs, making sure that they're all ready to take their players into the next run, making sure that they as players have got everything that they need, that they understand their character sheets super well. And I'm going to go and describe to them a hell of a cool story. Hopefully it's really cool. Hopefully they enjoy it, you know. And Stafford's one of the players, and obviously, knowing that there's going to be maps, decided I've got a little miniature that I want to put on that table. For the rest of them, I've just got like little like little bases, like little MDF bases that I just will paint up and just kind of write the players and characters on there and a direction for which way they're facing, because that can be quite important sometimes. So yeah, like the miniature side kept very, very simple, unless the players want to like go away and make their own miniatures. That is absolutely fine. I did think about, because I play D&D with some of the fellas at work as well. I keep saying fellas, it's a mixed gender group. But I play D&D at work, and I did think about making a little miniature for myself of the character that I was playing at the time from Hero Forge. If you know what Hero Forge is, super cool, aren't they? Basically, you can go on there. It's got like a little character generator, a little figure generator, and it goes like, oh, I want to make sure he's carrying a sword or a torch or a book, or he's wearing a hood, he's running, he's walking, he's lying down. It's a girl, it's a man, it's a goblin. It's you know, you could do whatever you wanted with it. You can make whatever facial expressions, whatever. Such a cool little website, Hero Forge. If you haven't had a go and have a go. The only problem is, in Hero Forge, if you're listening to me on this one, to get them shipped, it's double the cost. It's insane. So I didn't make myself a miniature, because it would have cost me about 25 quid, and I thought, oh, do you know what? It's a fun treat. I'm not spending 50 quid on one miniature, because that's how much it was going to cost me to get it made and over here. Sorry, Hero Forge. Absolutely brilliant product. Wonderful website. Shipping costs unrealistic. I couldn't do that. So, shame. But if you've got 50 quid, or more maybe, and you want a really cool miniature and treat yourself, go and check out Hero Forge. Accept no substitutes in terms of quality and what it is that they do. Anyway, that's enough rambling, isn't it? If you like what we do here at Easy 8, please do consider subscribing. Bring more subscribers into the show. If we get another subscriber in the show, yeah, look, there's one. Do you know what? I've seen that name before. Someone subscribing and unsubscribing. That's... Oh, I don't know if I can let that go, can I? I've seen your name. I know what you're up to. Do I do it? Do I open the door to the subscribers? What do you guys think? Let's have a little look over the comments going in here. Just a little bit talking about what food they're having tonight. Love that. Nice little community talking about their food. Christudis has joined us. Hi, Christudis. How are you? Are you doing well? Are you painting something this evening? What are you doing? Who is this subscriber that has come along to the show this evening? I've seen your name in there before, and you've unsubscribed and you've come back in to let my cats back in. You can't do that every week. You can't go like, oh, I'll unsubscribe now and subscribe back in next week. Let the cats in. Do you know what? I love the fact that people are subscribing to let the cats in. Staff saying, open the door. What say the rest of you? The deal was any subscriber. Do you know what? I can't say no to that, can I? He's absolutely right. One more vetoes either way. One more comment. What's going on here? Let's see what we say. He might not be sat right outside right now, but I'll open the door because he might come in. People talking about McDonald's in the live chat. What's your thought on McDonald's? Oh, do you know what? I said I don't like to bag on companies or whatever live on the show, but McDonald's, really? It's not really food, is it? Lulz. Oh look, I'm not a food snob, but I'm a bit of a foodie. And I just can't let McDonald's slide, I'm afraid. That's not to say that I haven't had a McDonald's in the past, obviously I have. And sometimes when you're on the road and you just need some carbs in your system, get something down here. But I'll go for a Burger King any day. Right. I think that I've got all of this guy's black details blacked up. I've just literally, as I said that, just smeared it up his leg. So let me just clean that little bit off there. Phew. The Mini Panther is getting fuss, so I'm happy. Do you know what? I'll go open the door and see if he's there. I'm gonna have to wedge the door open with a makeshift door wedge, but I'll see what I can do. I've got a chunky old paintbrush here or something. I can wedge that door open. Christina says I've never tried it. Is it a UK thing? Mackey's, McDonald's. That's what we're all talking about here, right? Yeah, Mackey's, McDonald's. Bleh. Okay, cool. Let me find something to wedge the door open with. I've got a knife. Will a knife will wedge the door open, won't it? Here we go. Okay, I'm doing that thing again. I'm rolling backwards. I'm not leaving the chair though. I'm not going to do it. He's not presently outside the door, but he will be in a minute. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed already, thank you very much. Sorry, if you have subscribed already, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do. And in the meantime, cheers, happy weekend, have a good holiday. If you're having a holiday too. Like me in Stafford. Anyway, do you know what? Enough waffling over here. Let's go to the workbench. Here we go. Thanks very much for the last minute subscribers. Even if you are cancelling your subscription 1 week, putting it back in the following week just to get the cats in. I admire the level of thought in that. The deal was any subscriber. I need to learn to be a bit more clear. Everyone unsubscribes, everyone resubscribes. Love it. Okay, so you can see all these pouches here. Done all those back in with that black. Done all the straps on the back there. Again, no need to bring any attention with highlights there. You can see that there are black lines. You know exactly what they are. You can see the green on his legs. That's all you need. Coming around the front, guns all blacked up. There's a little bit of a white mark in there, which means I haven't quite got the paint close to the arm in here. So, where was it? Just in here. Down the back of that glove there. And down the back side of the gun there. Lovely. Guns all blacked, gloves are all blacked, face is all blacked. Love it. Cool. I just want to make sure that dries nice and evenly. I don't want to disturb it while the contrast paint's on there. Oh, sorry mate, just dropped him. Come back and do the straps on all the other guys in a minute. I'm really keen to get all this edge highlighting in there done. So back to the Ocean Grey. Give that a bit of a shake. Nice big brush out. He's still not in here yet. Danny, what colour is the matte, please? I can't paint the base to. Can I paint the base to blend it in a bit? It is a standard latexy colour, so it's like a very pale, fleshy colour. There's no need to do that. You can paint it whatever colour you want, mate. I was going to paint the bases for the rest of the markers like black or something, just so it's easy to see them. And I was going to paint on them like the names of the characters and players or something like that. So no need to worry. You do it however you want to. Paint him on whatever terrain you like. Or just paint it black. Or a smart uniform grey or something like that. That'd be alright, wouldn't it? Because it's made of latex, it hasn't been coloured in any way. It's got like the markings that are left, you know, the marks to let the to make the squares, etc. They're on there. They're painted in, like, put onto the latex in some sort of like weird dark red colour. But there's no coloration on it at all. The idea is that you would colour it in with your own whiteboard pens, and as you draw on there, they dry instantly, and you could rub your hand across it, and it doesn't do anything. It's really good. It doesn't wipe off or anything. Like, it's not like a whiteboard, where if you were to wipe your hand across a whiteboard, you would invariably smudge and smear and ruin everything. It doesn't happen at all, which is really cool. Get a white cloth, and a wet cloth, and it just wipes right off. A great product. And I was starting to wonder, did I spend too much money on this product? If I bought like a big neoprene map that's designed for drawing all over or whatever, would that have done the same job? But no, because it would have just wiped off, because they're essentially laminated, aren't they? And that would have done exactly what a whiteboard would have done, and it would have just smeared everywhere. But this means I can roll it back up. I've got a big cardboard tube. I roll it up, pop it away in that, and it's all still on there. And I've unrolled it since, and it looks really, really good. Great product, Ergon Games. Go and check them out. Leave it black then. Yeah, do that. Donna, shish, oh, guys, still talking about the food. Love it. McDonald's, Mackey's, MacD's, Mackie D's. Yeah, you know it. Not into it. Don't get the fascination. If you like it, you like it. Whatever, man. Not for me. Not for me at all. Right, let's try and keep this as swift as possible. Details, man, always slows me right down. You'll notice as well that I've kept like a little blob of light grey on the side that as I'm painting away, and I think, oh, this could be a little bit lighter against the background that I'm painting, and I can just dip into that little pool of pale grey and just brighten it up a little bit. Sometimes as I'm painting, I think this could do with changing. So that's why I'm doing that. I like to try and be a little bit dynamic and in my style. Some not well defined lines on some of the pouches here, like corners and things. So just to bring a little bit of attention to it, I just kind of draw it in, make it look like there is a bit of a corner there. Now it might be that there's not supposed to be one. I just wanted to make it look a bit more interesting rather than a big black thing. It was just didn't yeah. It's not very exciting to see. It's just a big black lump on the side. So just put some edges in there, some false edges if you like. Breaks up the monotony a little. Got some little pouches on here as well. Some of the worst edge highlighting I've ever done. To my dad, who has asked me to paint these models, I'm really sorry that I'm actually just really not that good at all. So sorry. Sam has joined us. Hi Sam, how you doing, pal? Thanks for coming along, mate. Appreciate that. Get to see some of my terrible painting this evening. Painting some little SAS guys. Really struggling to actually get like quality painting done on these guys. I'm just putting it down to being white metal. That's not me dissing on the models at all. I think the models are lovely. Like I said, I think they've got some great poses. I'm just not used to painting on pewter because it does behave differently. Some people really like it, don't they? That you get some. There are some real enthusiasts out there for sort of more traditional model painting. Real old school ethic, like go back to the old days of model toy soldier model painting and things. It's cool, man. It's just not my jam. I'm not very good at it. Hey, buddy. Sorry I wasn't there on Wednesday. No worries, man. No problems at all. Games later, Danny. War Thunder. Yes. Sam is the guy who I said I was going to go and spend some time with playing some games. If you want to come and join me in town, of course, if you are a gamer, you can come and find us in Discord in the gaming room. Come and hook up. Come and play some games with us. Just going to have a beer. Just chill out. Shoot some bad guys. You know? Put the world to rights. That's right, Sam. I was talking about it earlier on. Just letting people know that I was going to go and shoot some bad guys. Sometimes you gotta. Tricky little hands to paint here. Again, I'm trying to be very careful about how much grey I put on the gloves, because I don't want the hands to look like the grey. I want them to be black. I want them to be black gloves. And of course, if I go in with too much highlight, picking out them digits, it's gonna look like the glove is grey. And the idea, the concept that I had in my head would be ruined. I would be sad. And so would you. I don't know, maybe you wouldn't be. Oh, hard work, all this edge highlighting. I thought I was going to be done a lot earlier. Once again, I'm not going to get my models finished on the show, but I really, really want to get them done tonight. So, despite playing games with Sam, I will be just hanging around on the Easy 8 after party for a little while, because I do like to come and hang out with you guys at the end of the show. So if you want to come and join me afterwards, and some of the guys come and hang out afterwards, come and hang out at the Easy 8 after party. And then, once I move on from there, I'm going to go and get my fighting trousers on and go shoot some bad guys. Guys, it's got to be done, says Sam. Got to kill some bad guys. Christina says, I'm about to sit down and eat some red velvet ice cream, then hobby night. Red velvet ice cream. I want to like red velvet cake, but every time I do, I don't know. I just find it wanting. Like, it looks glorious. It's just, yeah. Maybe I've yet to have like the perfect red velvet cake, but a red velvet ice cream, I'd give that a try for sure. Right, just bringing some detail to these boots. Again, just like the gloves, just got to be careful about how much highlight I put on them. I'm drawing like some fake lines in them occasionally just to show that there's a toe box on the boot again, otherwise it just looks like a big black slab on the end of his leg, and that'll do no one any good. Not done a very good job highlighting that boot at all. Okay, that's boots done, gloves done, pouches, rifle is black, a little bit of silver shading on that later. Let's get some definition on his face. Hopefully you can see his face all right here. Yeah. all I'm doing with a brush that's not loaded with paint, it's just got a little bit of paint left in it, just dragging the edges, dragging the paintbrush side against the edges in a kind of an edge painting style combined with a dry brushing style. And it's just enough to get a little bit of paint deposited on some of those features in his mask in there. This mask isn't as well defined as the other ones, but it's still showing up quite well. Nice little bit of definition on the edges of that filter on his gas mask with a bit crazy there. That was a bit of a shame. Being a bit heavy-handed today. I'm not on my best form. Do you know what? I'm not actually a very good painter. I don't know why you guys come along and watch me. Their staff go, get closer to your mic. Like I said right at the beginning of the show, yeah, I've got some issues with my mic position. I'm really sorry about that. If it's causing you problems, I can switch over to the gaming mic. It's just not as good quality. I'm going to have a good old play around this week with mic position and things. Okay, we can see the definition in his face there. Cool. One more to go. Now this is the one that I put the silver on to give a bit of an effect to his rifle or his SMG. It's a bit too heavy. Don't really like that. But yeah, whatever. It'll be okay. No rush for games, you finish you. I'm just playing with guns. We're going to need a little more on that, please. Sorry for the lack of cat. I left the door open. There is no sign of him. Maybe as I'm painting away, you might notice him before me. But he must be outside playing. I'm sure if he knows it's open, he'll come on in. Right, okay, where to start? Let's start on these pouches here. Struggling to get the consistency of my paint right. I make it too runny and it runs around all over the place, or I don't make it runny enough that it doesn't transfer from the bristles onto the model at a light touch. And when you're painting such fine details, you need it to be a light touch. some days I just struggle. Sometimes people say, hey Danny, you're such a good painter, why don't you become a commission painter? I'm really not. This is exactly why I'm not a commission painter. Because I'm not actually that good. I just enjoy the painting. But sometimes it's a bit frustrating. Struggling a bit trying to get these details highlighted, edge highlight. And occasionally I get it right. But then I'm not so neat. Oh, anyway, do you know what? We are getting close to the end of the evening, so put a little thing at the bottom that says coming to the end of the evening. I'm a little disappointed in myself for not being able to get a bit more done today. I was genuinely hoping to have quite a bit done. Still making good progress. The quality of my work isn't as good as I want it to be this evening. But I am still having fun. I'm not demoralised or anything like that. I mean, that does come. Sometimes you do try to put in all your effort and it doesn't look as good as you wanted it to be or thought it was going to look. And that can be demoralising. I'm not demoralised. I'm still having fun. I just thought that I could do a little bit better at this bit and a little bit faster. Would love to know if there's anybody else out there that struggles to paint on white metal as much as I do. Is it just me? Is it a psychosomatic thing? Okay, the pouches are done. They're all right. Its gun looks okay, it's just a little bit too heavy with the silver. And I know that I said that when you've got a model, a miniature, sometimes you've got to paint it like a miniature and not try to paint it like not real. But to me that's just a little too much, so I need to dial that back in a little bit. Maybe I could add like a little black wash over the top of that and it might tone it right down. There's some things to play with there. We'll see how we go. If Easy 8 had an Atrion, we could get a cat tree for his painting studio. Patreon. Atrion. I read your typo as exactly how it was done. You're absolutely right. You could do. I have held off having a Patreon or kind of a fund me thing for Easy 8. I've asked the community on several occasions what they think of that, and I've never really had much engagement from it. And I'm not a business. I'm not a profit thing or anything like that at all. So if it's something that the community doesn't want, then I won't do it. But I could set up a Patreon for the cats. Can I? That would be alright. So that they could sit around in the background. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Have little tunnels and stuff running around. And I've always thought like cat cam would be pretty cool. If they were able to sit still for long enough, I'd get them cat cam and they could just sit there and watch them in the other corner of the screen, you know? Sam says, I've just got a load of stuff in from my PK. It's an ongoing project getting it ready for a big event end of September. For those of you that don't know, Sam is an airsofter. There you go. When hobbies collide. Love it. Thank you for the stream, and we don't thank Mrs. Danny enough for letting us steal you each week. So thanks to Mrs. Danny too. Thanks very much, guys. I'll go let Mrs. Danny know. Don't know how she feel about being called Mrs. But yeah, okay. Just about got the consistency right on that one. Just as he ran out of paint. Ugh. Okay. I thought I heard a cat. I didn't hear a cat. No. Reasonably well. Just want to make sure that from whatever angle that highlight shows up, because I've painted it from an angle, which means the paint's kind of come onto the model from that direction, which if I was to hold him like that, you could see the highlight. Turn it like that, you couldn't. So as I move him around, you should be able to see it, and that those gloves have come out quite well there. That's made me feel a bit better. That's good. Okay, now just a little bit in the mask. Not really caring too much if I get it on the gun, because I'm going to repaint that in a minute anyway. That won't take me 2 seconds. He says, it's like taking me all night to paint the bits I thought was going to take me 10 minutes. Keep on hearing phantom noises beside me, thinking it's a cat coming in. Okay, enough detail on there to make things pop and stand out. That's okay. Still got to do his boots, and then that'll be all the grey done for all of these guys. All I've got to do then is match in those SMGs on all of them, make sure their black straps are done, and I think I'm going to paint all of their bases like a nice khaki colour. I've got some nice colours for that here somewhere. I've got some Iraqi sand. I think that might be not really the colour I want to go for, but I'll give it a try. You can see it separated there a little bit, so it could do with a bit of a shake. Yeah, that's working really well. Need a Wasomatic for that, but it does come out that sort of colour there. I've also got a khaki colour, so maybe a combination of the two or something like that. I just kind of want them to look a little bit neutral, but not white, not grey. And for some reason, those colours come to mind when I think of White Team in the Iranian embassy, because the building was white but dirty. I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, do you know what? Let's come away from here. We're at the end of the evening. I opened the door for their cats, but it's just I think they're outside playing. So sorry about that. That's. Do you know what? I will let them in next week. How's that for you? I'll open the door up nice and early, let them in, because you guys, you did agree. You got the extra subscriber, even though I think that there's some stealth tactics going on in there, some sneaky subscribing going on. But do you know what? Thank you very much for doing that anyway, and I'll let the cats in next week for you. Not going to come in, maybe you'll come in during Discord. So if you want to come and join me at the end of today's show, you can do. Just down there's a little link to Discord. If you click on that, it'll take you over to the Easy 8 after party. There's a few video channels down there. I'm going to be hanging out in a couple of them for most of the evening. So if you want to come and have a chat with me and the rest of the team, then you can do after this show. I'll probably have like a 5-minute break quickly before I come on over, go say hi to Mrs. Danny. And then I'm going to go and play some games for a little bit with Sam and some other people over there as well. So if you want to come and join me, feel free. In the meantime, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the show, because every subscriber makes the community grow. That's a great way of saying it. I think that rhymes. I like that. You honor my client. The subscriber doesn't have to answer any. Oh, I see. Your Honor, my client, the subscriber, doesn't have to answer any more of your questions. Thank you. Wasn't asking any questions. I was just pointing fingers. Consider yourself accused, whoever you might be. Yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. If you would like to give the video a thumbs up, I'd love that too. If you want to come and join us over at Facebook, there's a link down there also where you can take pictures of your stuff, put them up on Facebook so that we can all see your work like Staff's been doing this evening. I'd love that. When these guys are done, they're probably going to be done over the next day or two, depending on where I get some time, hopefully by tomorrow. I want to get them done tonight. When they're finished, I'll take some photos and I'll put them up there as well so that you can see them. Yeah, if you want to join us over at Instagram or at Discord, there's links to everything just down there, amongst a whole plethora of other links to other cool people who do other cool things that I just have linked up with over the years. So go and have a little look at some of their stuff as well. That would be wonderful, I suppose. Thank you very much. Anyway, it's been a nice week. I feel a bit frustrated with my ability and my performance this evening, but I'll get it done and it will look okay, and I'll be happy with that, and I'll get these boxed up and I'll take them down to my dad's house, because that's the guy who's asked for them today. So yeah, today, tomorrow, whatever. So yeah, thanks very much for coming along. Hope you guys have had a lovely evening today, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. So in the meantime, stay safe, be kind, keep on painting, get some colour on your grey, and I'll see you next time. Take care now. Thanks very much for coming along. Bye bye. Still no cat. Don't know where he is. Disappeared. He's going to come in now. The show's over, isn't he?